Welcome to the Plead the Fifth podcast, recorded in the Bullhucker studio.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast, recorded here at Bullhucker Studio in the bowels of the Brush Emporium. In this episode, we have Kyle and Chase, a couple of buddies / wrestling coaches who come on and answer 12 questions about wrestling, bull riding, time travel, and everything in between. If you enjoy what you see today, on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, there's a little red dot after our subscribe button. Go ahead and click that, man. It's a small click for you, but a huge click for us. Now, time for the podcast. So yeah, teacher and
horse trainer.
Horse trainer. All right. What's the official word for that?
Horse trainer.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something else.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Unless
You guys want to grab a die apiece and roll them?
Oh yeah.
That's where we're gonna see. All
right.
Where we start. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. A tree. And a 6.
We'll start with a 9. Ooh, that's tough. Okay.
All right. We're waiting.
That's all right. All right.
What question was that?
I scrambled them all after
This
I've
one.
seen them, so.
This one should be right up your alley, there, Kyle. Are you guys ready to answer some questions?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
I do a cold open, so we're to introduce you two fellas. So, all right. Who read the big one? Kyle.
Yep.
Kyle, if you were giving a commencement speech at your high school, what is the one piece of life advice you would give the kids?
Yeah, I think every day I get to sit there and give kids advice as a teacher at the high school level and kind of teach juniors and seniors. But man, being at a commencement at the end of the year, and it'd be kind of more on the lines of like failure's natural.
Yeah.
It's kind of where I'd go with it. It's kind of a thing that's going to happen in life.
Yeah.
And you got to get used to it. You got to adapt to it. The human race wouldn't be where it is today if we didn't anticipate failure along the way and adapt to it and get better every day and just have fun with life.
So isn't there an old saying that says failure is the world's best teacher?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, that's true, man. It's
Yeah, get good at failing.
Yeah. You learn more when you fail.
Absolutely.
Winning doesn't teach you to be tough, man. So
Right.
that's a great answer, man. All right, Mr. Reed.
I'm kind of big on one-liners. Don't sweat the petty stuff and don't pet the sweaty stuff.
Where'd you hear that from?
I don't remember it, but I did hear it, and it kind of hits true. Don't take it too serious. Don't sweat the little stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The other part's just kind of funny, but it helps you remember the first part. So
Yeah. Do you guys remember in the 90s there was that, it came out as a song, but it was a commencement speech from some doctor somewhere called Always Use Suntan Lotion?
I don't remember.
Oh, actually go through it, man. The advice, it's dated now because it's from the late 90s, but man, some of the best advice possible. You know what I mean? And it's just what you said. Like, life's tough, man, but it's as tough as you want it to to be.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, you make your own hard.
Yeah.
It's never going to get easy. We've always said it together. It's all uphill from here.
Yeah. Right.
It's not getting easier, guys. It gets tougher.
No.
New problems.
But you start to give less of a shit the older
exactly.
you get, right?
Yeah, you
Isn't that
get
what
used
it
to
is?
it. Yeah.
You got to get back up and just keep moving forward. That's kind of what we preach. We were assistant wrestling coaches together, and and at Fort Moore High School. So it was a lot of fun for 8 years.
8 years,
Yeah.
And then we had a lot of fun and a lot of don't pet the sweaty stuff and don't sweat the petty stuff.
So wrestling coaches, huh?
Yep.
That's tough, man.
Yeah.
That's tough. You got to be the hard asses, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Were you guys both wrestlers, obviously, in high school?
Yep.
Yeah, where'd you go to high school at?
I went to Fort Morgan High School.
I went to Mingus, Arizona.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
All right.
So,
State champions or no?
I wasn't, no.
No?
I was a runner-up.
Okay.
Runner-up in sixth place.
I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at, dude.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's the real deal.
I couldn't do it, man. I was too soft to wrestle. But all right, Chase, you ready for the next one?
Yeah, you bet.
All right, Chase. What is the most unusual conversation you've had with your parents? And this one comes from Jacob Norris, by the way. So,
Okay.
Old Jake.
1/3 of every question comes from Jacob Norris. I need to get in that guy's head to see where he's at.
Where he's at.
He's fantastic, man.
Yeah. Actually, probably a couple of weeks ago, kind of a long story to an answer. My dad, he was living in Kingsburg, and he recently moved to Maryland.
Right.
And so in Maryland, he didn't have room for his pickup. He had a nice 2018 2500 Cummins. And so he was storing some stuff at my house, and so in use, he let me use his pickup. Well, I took his pickup to work, and I drove a company truck home that day, and the next morning I show up, and the locks are cut, and his pickup's gone. Someone broke it and stole it.
Oh, no.
So I had to call him and, hey, Dad, you're never going to believe this shit.
Right.
What's that? Your pickup's gone, man. What do you mean it's gone? Well, It's gone. Someone stole it, man.
Oh, no.
So yeah, he wasn't real happy, but and it's kind of weird being a grown ass man and having to call your dad. And
He's scared about it.
yeah, exactly. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what he's gonna say, you know. So yeah, he was.
Was it a newer pickup?
Yeah, it was a 2018. So
Oh, man.
it
That's
was a dang
tough.
sure worth something.
Right.
It's gone now.
I-
Still haven't seen it.
I do the CML conference for the city council stuff, the state of Colorado. We were up at the Gaylord. That's what the conference was. There was a guy in security showing us these guys broke into a Ford F-350 and they had that thing going within like 30 seconds.
Oh man,
They were in and out of there. I mean, it was nuts how quick it was, man.
it's nuts.
This
Well, what blew my mind is that it's a misdemeanor. It's not even a felony. So even if they'd have caught him, that guy's out the same day.
and that's disgusting. Because how much does an F-350 cost? Brand new
Oh
one.
yeah, 70, 80,000.
Easy, man.
I mean,
easy. That's not
yeah.
that's the base model.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
What's the felony? I mean, on price of like theft, isn't that
Right. Yeah.
Right.
It's
4,000,
obviously
5,000?
not the dollar
Yeah.
amount.
Can you get that mic a little closer to you?
Yep, sorry.
You're good right there. Perfect, man.
All right.
Yeah, I don't get that either,
Yeah.
man.
No,
Why aren't we all stealing cars?
Exactly. Yeah, it seems pretty lucrative at this point.
Got a
Yeah.
brand new ride.
Right.
$80,000 for a slap on the wrist.
Yep.
Not too
Exactly.
bad.
Big deal.
All right, Kyle, same question, buddy. What is the most unusual conversation you've had with your parents?
Well, it was kind of. I think I was having a few Modelos with my dad one night, and
God bless him.
we were just hanging out, and I think there was a blood drive going on, and I like to get a little out there when I start talking. And I told him, I said, you know why we donate so much blood, right? In America? And he goes, no. Well, I said, for people. I said, no. Abraham Lincoln signed a treaty back in the 1800s with the vampire culture. And oh my gosh, my dad, he looked at me like I was the craziest person alive. And I was like, I am joking. It's a little sarcasm here.
It's a great movie, by the way.
Yeah,
Great
I know.
movie.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. But a lot of UFO stuff with my dad, and that kind of gets a little weird. And
Yeah. Wait, do you believe in it, or does he believe in him?
He believes in them very heavily.
Yeah.
I believe in them. I do believe there's more out there than we think.
Sure.
Even with the vampire stuff, you never know. It came from somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
So that UFO stuff though, that's some crazy stuff out there.
Right.
Thinking we're the only intelligent life.
Oh,
form
no, we're
in
not,
this
by
universe.
far. No,
Yeah, it's
absolutely
crazy.
not. Did you ever watch the show Supernatural?
I've heard of it.
It's a great show. It's one of my favorites of all time. But every monster on there is somewhere in human lore.
Really?
Some culture has these monsters. I mean, everything from rigaboos, or you know what I mean? It's just crazy
Yeah.
wraiths.
Oh, it's
They pulled it out of somebody's culture. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So there's something to it, man. I love that stuff. Man.
Oh
All
yeah,
that Halloween
it's
shit.
fun to.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think life would be boring if we didn't have something fun to think
Right.
about like that.
Right. It's kind of funny. Back to yours, Abraham Lincoln. It's not on this one, I think. Every episode, I take a question off and add a new question, and I think it finally rotated through. My on the original questions, mine was, if you had to fist fight any beloved character in history, who would it be? And Abraham Lincoln got picked quite a bit.
Oh really?
Poor Abe.
Wow.
But
Man.
Gilbert here tells me that he was a boxer. He used to box too.
yeah.
And Abraham Lincoln was like 6'2" at the time, which is a monster height.
Right. Yeah, he was a big guy.
And he had a Lincoln on him, so I don't know why you want to
man.
fight a honest Abe,
Yeah.
you know?
He used to chop down trees with one chop, I
Right.
think.
Yeah.
I mean, just whack them down.
Right,
That's
right.
what he did when he was younger. I knew he was like a logsman. He'd
Right.
go out and cut down trees.
Who would you guys fight, by the way? You know?
Oh,
I didn't
man.
prep you for that one.
No, I mean,
It's got to be beloved,
I
too.
think-
That's the tough part.
I think I know, but it's more recent.
No, bring it on.
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber. See, those are great answers, man.
Right.
Those are great. You bet the-
Yeah.
Just that hairdo when I was growing up, I'm like, what in the world? Looks like a mop.
I don't know, man. Don't even start me on beefs, but
yeah.
I've had someone want to fight Roddy Piper.
Oh.
Let's see, Kenny Rogers. Someone desperately
Oh,
hated
my
Kenny
gosh.
Rogers. Yeah,
Wow, the
yeah.
gambler.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
so I mean, it was a fun question. It'll be back
No,
someday,
that's
but
pretty sweet.
What was
Yeah.
your choice?
Well, at first I was kind of thinking Napoleon, but he was a short guy.
but beloved though.
He was.
Well,
but
by the
I
French,
think he
yeah.
was really tough.
Yeah.
I mean, he had to have been to be a little, and me being a little guy.
Yeah,
Obviously, I think it runs in the genes. You got to be
Right.
pretty scrappy. But yeah, I mean, I kind of like his answer. I think I'd go to Luke Bryan.
yeah.
Yeah.
Luke
Luke
Bryan,
Bryan,
yeah.
really?
Oh yeah,
That's a
that
good
guy-
one.
I-
Do you like him or you hate him?
No, that guy's a
Okay.
douche, man. Yeah.
There's been a few
terrible.
There's been a few Betty Whites on here.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because they like her. Like they wouldn't mind getting their ass kicked because she's funny. You know?
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, that's a wild one.
like
So, all right. I'm telling you,
That's awesome.
Kyle. If you were on death row, what would your last meal be?
Oh, there's a lot of food. As you can tell, he's small, I'm big, and I do love my food. We love our food,
bro.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I went to Kodiak Island, Alaska on a fishing trip with some good friends and my dad, and we had a king crab pot down at the bottom of the cove in Kodiak, and I had to pull it up by hand. All the other guys were on the boat drinking beer and laughing at me because the captain said, "Oh, this is a small trap. You're making this a big deal." Blah blah blah.
Right.
I'm yanking on it, and John Buchanan's holding onto the rope, and I'm, holy crap! This is. I had to work for it, but we got that pot up, and the captain looks over, and goes, "Oh, that's the big pot." I'm like, "Oh, you should have hooked it up to a boat and reeled it up like that deadliest catch." But those king crab legs were probably one of the best things I've ever ate in my life.
Really?
And the main segment off that first leg of the king crab is probably like a sausage of king crab meat.
Right.
And it was amazing. We cooked it out of the ocean and threw them right into a pot with seawater, boiled it up. No butter necessary, and I think that would be my last meal. Was
Right in the seawater.
Fresh, yeah. I don't know. It just gave it a little more salt to it.
I never heard of that.
That's cool.
It seems kind of sketchy is what it seems like.
Yeah. There's probably some microplastics in there. There's probably all kinds of stuff in there. But, man, that
Maybe
crab
not
was
that far
good.
north, but
Yeah, I never tried that. That'd be down with that.
heck yeah.
All right, Mr. Reed, if you were on death row, what would your last meal be?
Oh, that one's easy. T-bone. Medium rare on a propane grill.
Medium rare.
Oh, yeah.
Me too, man.
Yep.
Throw that pink in there.
Salad and some baked beans. Perfect.
Easy, huh?
Yep.
All right.
Caramelized onions.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Mushrooms?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, brother.
Too. I'll put them mushrooms on.
Hell yeah.
I like it. My wife kind of laughed when I told her that one. She's like, "You eat that like every day."
Yeah.
I'm like, "It doesn't. It's the best. Why would you?"
That's a great answer, man.
Yeah.
My uncle, he has to get shots in his eye. He only has one eye, so I drive him to his appointments. And if I tell him he's a good boy, Texas Roadhouse. So that's, you know what I mean? I'm with you, bro. That's a great one. I'd also ask for a cyanide pill at the end.
Yeah.
I go on my term. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. Let me do this.
You're not putting the diaper on me. I'm going to shit myself right here, and you're going to clean it after I get done with my Big Mac. Sons of bitches.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, I seen someone requested the firing squad, first one in like 138 years.
Really?
Or something. Yeah.
Jeez. Did they honor it?
I don't know. I just seen kind of like a headline deal and read it. I was like, wow, that's pretty bold.
Would you be in a firing squad?
Would I be like the one firing or the one receiving?
Firing. Firing.
Oh, no, I couldn't do that.
No,
That's terrible.
Because there's only one live bullet, right?
Yeah, it's supposedly, so no one knows who actually did it, but I don't even think I could.
Well, it depends who it is, too, right?
Yep.
No,
there's some people out there that probably.
Yeah, that's true.
Some of these guys that are out there right now.
Get some dirtbag pedophiles.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, put one in them.
Yeah, there's probably the right situation for that.
You like how I got him to admit to murder just now? Did you like?
I thought we were friends.
All right, Chase. Let's start with you for the next one. Chase, what is the last thing that reminds you that you were getting older?
Probably. I got to turn down the radio so I can see better while I'm driving now.
Dude, amen. How does that work?
I don't know. Yeah, it gets noisy. Shh,
Yeah.
quiet. I got to roll down my window.
Right.
Where's the pedestrians at? I'm gonna run.
That's hilarious because that's
20
like
points.
such a famous answer. I drive a milk tanker for a living, and I do it in the tanker, man. When I'm turning, I turn the radio all the way down, or
Right.
when I'm pulling onto the port. I mean, I'm pulling straight onto a scale, and I still turn it down, because the cop would be like, "Hey, down,
Right.
down, rocker," you know.
Yeah, that I've actually been caught doing that because sometimes I'll be driving a semi for DNC Farms, and you pull on a scale or you pull on wherever you're going.
Yeah.
You turn it down, and then you're like driving down the road, and you're like, man, it's quiet in here. What happened?
Yeah.
Oh, the radio's down.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the other thing, man, when I was younger, you could watch 3-4 movies a night. Yeah. Now it takes me 3 or 4 nights to get through one.
I'm telling you.
You're getting the lazy boy and you're done.
I'm telling you. I laugh now. My work schedule's 4 on 2 off. Mm-hmm. And I know I'm getting old because I love that schedule because now I have weekdays off to go to the doctor or take to other people to the doctor, and no weekends off. And as 23 years old, I wouldn't have had that. I'd have quit that job and took a much lesser job so I can go on the weekends,
Right.
So, yeah, getting old is, beats the alternative, but it's still kind of tough.
That's true, yeah.
Kyle, what is the last thing that reminded you that you were getting older?
Well, we went bowling one time, and it was Chase's mom. I think she was kind of into me. So I was like, that kind of let me know something. I was like, man, I'm getting old.
That's it.
And the other one is gout. So that kind of that'll kick you. That will kick you.
I haven't had it. Knock on wood.
Oh
I don't want this shit.
No, that sounds terrible.
They say it's genetic. My dad gets it, and I mean, we ate a lot of wild game meat and stuff. But, oh man, it feels like
I have arthritis in one of my knees, and it acts up in the winter. And I told the doctor, I said, "Is it gout?" He goes, "If it was gout, you'd know it's gout. You wouldn't mistake it for arthritis."
I've heard that. Yeah, everybody that gets it, it's like it's terrible.
It is horrible, man.
Yeah, you think your leg's broke, and you're like, "This ain't no joke."
Yeah, it's like brings tears to you. Yeah.
You'll get up in the morning, feel fine, go to wrestle practice, wrestle, go to sleep. 4 a.m. you wake up and your sheet hurts your toe.
Right.
Little thin linen sheet, and I'm like, oh, that hurts.
I wonder if gout comes from like the wrestling. I mean, because you guys
could be a little arthritis.
That's tough. Wrestling's tough, man. You can't be good on your body later in life. You know, well, it's like football too. You know, I mean, your knees are squat after football. The answer I had given to that was it was probably 3 or 4 years ago. I was in the Greeley Mall, and they got those little kiosks in the middle, right? It's around Christmas time. And the guy's got like young kid's got like a little helicopter, toy helicopter. He goes, sir, you know, great present. I go, I'm good. He goes, be a great present for the grandkids, sir. And I was like, grandkids? You know what I mean? Like, I almost got like offended, like, I'll kick your ass. I don't have kids, you know? Yeah. But then I realized I am old enough to have grandkids, you know? So we don't need to point it out, though, helicopter boy.
You ain't got to say it.
He did, though.
That's funny. My kids, they're like, "You're born in the 1900s?"
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that wasn't that long ago.
Exactly. What year were you born?
90.
Oh, see,
not even yet.
Same. We're both 90s.
I was born in 1975, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
In July, it's the 50th birthday, man. So
it's starting to hit.
30 and 40, I was pretty drunk. This one, I said, just a nice dinner would be great this time, guys. That's, you know,
Yeah, we're kind of at that age where it's like you're not quite a child, but you're supposed to be an adult.
Yeah.
Now you're taking care of your parents. And you're like, man, what happened? This snuck up on me. Well, I have kids, and I'm raising my parents again.
How old are your kids?
I got 12, 7, and 5.
Okay. All right. So you're still pretty young there,
Yep.
That goes back to the older question about the most awkward conversations with your parents when they get older. Some of the stuff you have to.
Oh yeah.
You got to monitor them almost.
Yeah, you didn't realize. Like I didn't realize I got to start parenting you now.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the mature one here. What's going on? Yeah.
And that's the weirdest thing to do, right?
It is.
Because they get indignant real fast. Like, I'm sorry, you telling me how to live? I'm like, just calm down, Pop. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm just here to help. Yeah.
I wiped your ass.
Back out. We got this.
Yeah, I wiped your ass and changed your diaper. I go in 1975, old man. It's been a few years. So, all right, who started off the last one? Kyle.
Chase did.
Oh, Chase. Okay. Yep. So, Kyle, we'll go back to you. Kyle, if you could time travel to see any musical artist in their prime in concert, who would it be?
You know, I like a lot of music, but this group was kind of the best boy band I ever listened to. You know, I mean, it was the Highwaymen.
I don't know. You call it boy band. Someone's gonna fight you on that one, Kyle. But
they're awesome. I mean,
Johnny Cash.
You get Johnny, you get Waylon, you get Willie, and you get Chris Christopherson.
Who's the best?
Oh gosh, that's a hard one. Waylon's awesome.
Yeah.
Waylon's got some great tunes.
Yeah.
And Johnny's just
iconic.
Oh man, I got a bunch of records, like old school records, and
right.
I got all 4 of them. I got a bunch of their records, and man, I listen to them all the time, and it's one of my dreams. I wish I could go watch those guys.
What year? What year would you go back to?
Oh, shoot, I'm not 80s.
Yeah.
80, 85.
Yeah.
Whenever Highwaymen started, I mean.
God, I think it was probably the 70s, wasn't it? Late 70s?
Yeah. I was born in 90, and everything before that seems like 1990. So everything started in 1990.
I have a comment about that, but let's hear yours first. So, Chase, if you could time travel to see any musical artist in their prime in concert, who would it be?
Man, I probably Elvis. When he broke out onto the scene, just to see the anarchy and all the rage he caused with what we'd call now liberals, you know, and just see that unravel there, I think it'd be like really cool.
That is the number one answer given so far yet. Awesome. Yeah, the Elvis. Because when they first started to put him on TV, they didn't show him from the waist down.
Right, wouldn't even do it.
Right. And that was the comment I was going to make on yours is Elvis is a good answer because he's the most iconic artist of all time. Every generation knows who Elvis is.
Right.
And I'd ask you, who else do you think is in that category? Someone told me Johnny Cash. They feel Johnny Cash was there.
Yeah, I feel like just time frame wise, it was kind of going on at the same time.
Right.
But yeah, in just a different era of,
Right.
you know, kind of creating the pathway for country music. But
Right.
I mean, I think I'd consider Elvis a country artist
Yeah.
nowadays standards.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he was rock and roll, but I mean, that's kind of all mixed together now.
Right.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson was said. And I mean,
yeah.
a weird dude, but I mean, music was
Right.
still good today. You know, it still plays. You know, and then
Yep.
the other one was the Beatles.
The Beatles.
Elton John would be one up there too. I
Elton
think.
John would be good.
Yep.
He's made a resurgence.
Yeah, he is. He's pretty. He's got some good tunes, man, and he's got one with Eminem now.
That's
and
nuts, right?
It's awesome. I like
Yeah.
that.
There's one with some female artist. She's new. I don't know who she is
Yeah.
because I'm an old man, so I don't know who she is. But he redid one of his songs, and it was playing on the radio, and I was like, it sounds like Elton John, but it sure as shit was, man.
Right.
Wow.
The mayor here for her daughter's graduation said, "What concert do you want to go to?" And that's the one she picked was Elton John. I was shocked. You know, I was shocked at this question. How many of these young kids say stuff like the Rat Pack?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Because it's not even the music they liked; it was the way they lived their lives.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like the real clean cut look, but kind of little
Yeah.
mafia. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
yeah, kind of wise guys. So
Yeah. No kidding.
yeah, that's been a fun question. This will be the last episode this comes on, but that's been a fun question to ask everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're the first highwayman, though. I'll give you that.
I love the Highwaymen. I love them guys, and to see them all in concerts
Yeah.
by themselves would be amazing too. You know.
And Willie's still the only one alive, right?
Willie's,
Yeah, he's the only one still
I don't know
going.
how old he is. He's like 80 something.
He's gonna live forever.
Oh yeah.
He's high, but he's on the marijuana, but he ain't ever
high
retired.
and
There might be
He's-
something to it.
There might be something
And he
to
looks
it.
the same.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Little
hadn't
ribbons
changed
with
from the 70s.
My cholo father, man, Mountain Dew and marijuana. He's gonna outlive all of us in here. It's,
Right.
you know, it's
My grandma would take a shot of whiskey, and she lived in Belgium, but she lived by herself till 95, and she took a shot of whiskey dang near every day, potato
Yeah.
whiskey, and she'd do a smoke once in a while, and she lived to be 102.
yeah.
So yeah,
That's wild.
That's so crazy.
Alcohol brings you together, I suppose. You know.
everything in moderation, I guess.
My grandmother's mom was from Mexico, didn't speak much English. My grandfather's father was from Sweden, and they both had lived with my grandparents for a while. And I guess Grandpa made this stuff called glug. It's a Swedish solid drink, but it's like straight up power your car. You know, this shit's horrible.
Moonshine.
It's moonshine meets Everclear meets gasoline, I guess.
Right.
But you say, Mama glug, un poquito, and they just sit there and get sauced. Didn't speak a lick of the same language, man, but they'd get sauced together. So.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
That's the great stock I come from, just so you know. So, all right, Chase, if you could time travel to witness any moment in history, what would it be?
Oh man, that one's a tough one. I mean, probably have to say the resurrection.
That's the popular answer.
I mean that would answer all questions, right?
Well,
I mean
maybe.
Yeah, you'd either know or you wouldn't. Or, I
Yeah,
mean, I think
yeah.
right then you'd drop down to your knees and be a believer, or you'd say it didn't
Yeah,
happen.
yeah. I mean,
But
and I'll ask this question: do you want to actually see it, or do you want to see the impact it made with everybody around you? Like, do you want to? I always want to see stuff like this to see the crowd. Like, do you understand what a significant moment this is right now?
right,
What this will have in our future into 2025?
absolutely.
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
think, yeah, no kidding. That would be absolute.
Wild, man.
I think the world would be a different place if everybody had that experience.
Yeah,
Man,
it would.
be
Absolutely.
huge, yeah.
That's a great answer. Very popular answer, though. All right, Kyle, if you could time travel to witness any moment in history, what would it be?
You know, I kind of had two different ideas, but they're very, very similar. I know the pyramids are in Egypt, but I almost want to see the Mayan culture rise and fall.
Yeah.
The Mayans. I'm like, you got the Mayan calendar back in, what was it, 2012? We were supposed to all be
Yeah. We're supposed to be done. Yeah.
I'm like, but they planned this out for so long ago, but where did they go? It's like
Right.
they kind of just disappeared.
Mayan calendar was pretty balls on accurate, too. Up to
Oh,
that
I mean,
point.
it was spot on.
Yeah.
Up until and maybe they just quit counting at some point.
Right.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like, well, we're good enough. That'll get them through for a while. They can figure it out by
Yeah,
then.
we gave them enough. That's
Yeah.
right. You know, We're
Surely
not-
they got to get it on their own.
that's crazy. Do you ever watch Ancient Aliens?
Yeah, I've seen a few, and usually that's with my dad again.
Because when you said pyramids, so I always asked the question. How close do you think that is? Do you think that's a possibility? Did they have help?
It's crazy. How would you like that little triangular piece on top of them pyramids? How did they get that solid mass from? I've never been to Egypt, but I've seen pictures, and those things are massive.
Dude, that's my bucket list to go to, man.
Oh man, yeah.
How'd they
that
get
would be-
those big old ton or 5-6 ton pieces of
Not to mention, there's pyramid structures on every continent in the world.
Yeah.
And they can't explain a single one of them.
No.
It's like
No.
just a good guess.
Yeah.
It's so precise. You're like, there's no way we didn't have help.
Right.
And then all the hieroglyphs of, higher beings or something being out there. Even the Bible relates to it, of the fallen angels.
Yeah.
Like, there's something for sure.
It's such a wild question because you watch that stuff and with a grain of salt, I watch that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if this is bullshit, it's some pretty well thought out bullshit. You know what I mean? Like they covered a lot of bases. So I was going to tell you what your resurrection. See, my answer to that was the Big Bang, or is there a God up there that in 7 days made everything?
Right.
That I would go back to the very beginning of time.
Oh man, yeah.
Because then you would need the resurrection.
That's true. Yeah, you already know. You got it.
He's
absolutely.
He's going to send his son down, or was it the Big Bang? You know what I mean? Let's get it all settled. Let's figure it out.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then I'll come back and tell everybody, and they'll burn me at the stake. So that's unfortunate.
Right,
So great answer so far, guys. All right, Chase. What is one piece of fashion that's went out of style that you wish could make a comeback?
Ooh, Rocky jeans.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Got a little cowboy in you.
Absolutely.
Kurt Worth has also that.
Yeah, the 80s and the 90s with the Rockies and the big hair.
Because that was the one without the back pockets, right?
Well, some had like small pockets, but I mean,
mostly they didn't have back pockets, right?
So they were great.
Rockies jeans are they still around?
No, you might be able to find them in a thrift store, but they don't make them anymore.
I went to a small town, so I'm a fan of the Rocky jeans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they wore them well. That's for sure.
Some wore them well. That's for sure.
Yes.
So, Kyle, what is one piece of fashion that has went out of style that you wish would make a comeback?
Oh, I think I'm kind of like I feel like I'm born at the wrong time, but I'd love to be a mountain man. My college I went to was the Mountaineers, and I think like animal leather and buffalo vests. And, wolf coats or something cool, just fur coats.
Yeah,
I like it.
Actual fur coats.
Is that out of style though?
I don't see it very much.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a big controversy. If you go out wearing a lot of fur right now, you'd probably get shamed in a lot of city settings anyway. Out here, I don't think it'd be a big deal. But
I know if you find stuff like that, it's a pretty penny.
Really?
And it's expensive. I mean, real actual fur.
Yeah.
Like tanneries. I mean, we hunt and fish and do all that stuff, but it's expensive to get a hide tanned or anything like that, and then get it custom made into a vest or a like you ever seen the Mountaineers with the tassels?
Right.
Fringe.
Old Western kind of wear.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I mean, probably pimps, right? I'm sure they're still wearing that shit, so it's not all out of style, right?
I mean, that settled these Rocky Mountains, really. The fur trade definitely had the biggest part in settling these Rocky Mountains.
Of course, man. Of course.
Yeah.
You remember that old show? What it was, Centennial?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're pretty young, but you remember that?
I show that in South Platte. You call it or Riverwatch now.
Do you really?
Yeah.
With Pascal?
Yeah, Pascal.
Hunt the beaver. That's a great one, man. We used to, being eighth graders, you'd laugh at that. Hunt the beaver. We're like, attaboy, Pascal.
Yeah, there's another one. I think it's called the cowboy hat story or something, but it's about John B. Stetson.
Oh, really?
And how he came over here with tuberculosis and then started, like, he made the first cowboy hat ever. And he was up trapping beaver in the Rocky Mountains, and he made him a hat to keep the sun off him in the rain and everything. And some fur trader came by and said, give me that hat, man. So he sold it to him, and then he started mass producing them. And at one point in time, he was the wealthiest man ever.
Right.
I mean, making cowboy hats.
I'll be damned.
It was pretty cool.
They still, like, if we shoot coyotes or something, you can go take them to the
traders.
The fur traders out of Nebraska.
Petska.
And they go down and they skin them and send them to China. They said most like coyote furs and stuff.
Really?
They'll send them overseas, and they love them over there.
Really?
Yep.
I think the most common use right now is like military officers' coats and hats.
Oh, sure. For coyote hair?
Yeah.
I'll be damned. I didn't know that.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Stetson, I'm not much of a cowboy hat fan. What's the number one hat? Is Stetson the biggest brand?
Not anymore. Probably I'd have to say American hats. Probably one of the biggest. They're made out of Texas, but
Stetson's probably made their money by now.
Oh right? Yeah, they're still around. I mean, they haven't gone anywhere for sure.
You say Stetson, everybody knows.
Everybody knows what a Stetson is.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's a great one. All right, Kyle, what's a movie everyone loves that you can't stand, brother?
Oh, I love a lot of movies. That's a tough one, but everyone always talks about this one, and I just don't get the appeal. The Princess Bride.
Buddy.
I know. I just didn't get the appeal. The only reason I watched it was Andre the Giant was, and I was like, oh, that guy's awesome.
Yeah. Would you like a peanut?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember anything except for the grandpa reading the story.
Yeah.
At the beginning, and the rest of it's just.
You weren't into it, huh?
No.
I think you had to be alive in that era. That's like
Yeah.
from 85 or something. Yeah.
But the never-ending story, I love that movie.
That's a good point. That's
Kind of the same, but, different.
There was a question on here for a while that what movie what was the first movie that made you visibly emotional?
Ooh.
And the Never-Ending Story was one of the most popular answers.
Yes.
When Atreyu and the horse.
Yes. What is it?
Have you watched it?
Never Ending Story.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. Not the
horse's
Princess
name.
Diary.
No.
though, but
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Yeah,
Oh, Princess Bride.
Yeah.
that.
We'd hope you didn't watch The Princess Diary.
I haven't seen either of
Hey,
them.
no shade, no shade, brother.
Yeah, I hadn't seen either.
Atreyu and anyway, all tracks are.
What is the name of that damn horse? You're the horse guy. What the heck, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not good with names though.
Wow, man.
But anyway, he's thinking in that Sampasuaro, man. I mean, you're a kid. That's tragic, man. That's that.
Yep.
It's horrible, man. So, The Princess Bride, huh?
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Better than some answers. Like someone said Star Wars, but I said you gotta go.
I almost said Star Trek. I'm a Star Wars guy, but
Yeah,
Star Trek, I don't know. They just looked a little staged to me. It was talking into their little walkie-talkies.
Their cell phones.
Yeah,
Yeah, basically.
No, the newer Star Treks were awesome.
With Chris Pine.
Yes.
I thought they were very good. I thought they did a good job.
And Cumberbatch, he was one of the villains in one of them. And, man,
That Quinto that played Spock.
yeah,
Man, he did an awesome job.
Awesome job.
I mean, what an actor, man. Because that's a tough. That's a very specific. Way you got, you know what I mean? Like,
Right? Yeah, the way you gotta talk through that.
Yeah, I mean, because people are gonna pick that apart, man, because he's
Big time,
Spock,
yeah.
you know. So
Right.
yeah, that was good, man. So all right, Chase, what's a movie everyone loves that you can't stand?
Avatar. They made that movie a long time ago, and they got it right that time. They didn't have to remake it. Dances with Wolves.
Oh,
yeah, it's
Same storyline,
true.
whole deal. Kevin Costner killed it. They
Yeah.
didn't have to go back and make it on an alien planet.
Dances with Wolves is amazing.
Oh
movie,
man, yeah, it trumps Avatar.
It's funny how many times they steal ideas from movies and you don't catch it.
Yeah, you don't see it. That was a big one for me.
Right.
I was like, what the heck? This whole storyline.
Right.
Dances with Wolves. We've already seen it, guys.
You know which one I realized that blew my mind was the Fast and the Furious is a ripoff of Point Break.
Oh
Really?
wow, I could see that.
Instead of surfers, you know, they're car racers.
Yeah.
Instead of stealing from banks, they robbing semis. There's a FBI agent that gets integrated
Oh yeah,
into them.
same storyline.
Falls in love with one of the girls, then turns on the cops, dude.
Yeah.
It's the same damn storyline,
Wow,
man.
I never thought of that. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
yeah.
Yeah.
And and that's the second time your answers came up.
Really?
Yeah, for Avatar. Who was the other one? Anyway, someone said Avatar.
Did they refer to Dances with Wolves? Or
No,
that's already
I
been
didn't
made?
catch that. I'm
Yeah.
going to go back and see who said it and see if they
Yeah.
caught that or not. That's a great catch, man. I didn't even think about that.
now they got an Earth, water, and then I think the new Avatar coming out's fire. So it's just like
Jesus.
dances with wolves in water. Dances with
Yeah,
wolves
yeah.
on Earth.
Exactly.
I've seen one, and that was enough for me. That's a long ass movie to watch. But
Oh man, it's
same
Yeah,
thing.
it's really long.
But Steven Spielberg is such a great storyteller. The one thing I'll give him credit for is when you watch that movie, you find yourself rooting against the human race.
Yeah.
Like you hope the blue guys kick their
Exactly.
ass. You know?
There was some form of depression after that movie
Yeah.
because these people thought they could go live on an alien
Yeah,
planet and
yeah.
like detach themselves from the world.
Yeah.
And it was like a real deal. Like people were seeking therapists and stuff after the movie. I
I've
can't
heard
remember what
that.
it was like some sort of syndrome they named it.
Yeah, because they want to go to what, Pandora or whatever
Yeah,
it's called.
exactly.
It's like, this is a movie, guys.
Right, like
It's-
get a check.
There's a
The 3D stuff in that movie when it first came out was awesome.
Yeah.
Arrows flying at your face. Oh God, you never seen that when
Right,
you're
right.
that age. And
Steven Spielberg's usually on the money, though. I mean, the guy's legit, man. I mean, he's had some stinkers, but he's also
He's made some good
Or
ones.
was that the guy who went down to the Mariana Trench? Who's the guy who made
that's
the
Steven Spielberg.
Titanic?
Yeah, that's Spielberg.
I think it's
No, that's James Cameron.
it's Cameron who
Yeah.
made Avatar.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, I was,
Never mind. My bad, James. James Cameron's awesome.
if
though,
you're
man.
watching,
Yeah.
your movie was a remake.
Yeah. It's like, well, we made it. But I mean, that's all they're doing is crop offs now.
Oh, yeah.
That's all. Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
have original ideas anymore.
No,
you know?
all the 21 Jump Street. I mean, everything's just
Yeah.
they're redoing it.
Although
It's fun.
I don't watch a lot of remakes, dude. The Ghostbusters was my favorite movie growing up, so I watched the remake of that one.
Yeah.
The new ones are better. You know what I mean? The remake with the women was
Oh, that was rough.
no, it was not good.
It wasn't even Bill Murray's actual character. It was just
No.
some like
Yeah.
Random in there.
it was just like, you got a new character?
If they made it the third one, they might have been successful. Like
Yes.
one of the women was Bill Murray's daughter or whatever. But
Right.
But then the new ones that came out were pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, but Point Break, the new one, haven't seen it. Footloose, haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Red Dawn, haven't seen it. Won't do it. You know, so
Right.
I don't.
Red
You get-
Dawn. Oh, that one will get you going. You
Did
watch
the
that.
new one or the old?
Oh,
The old one's
one,
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
That
new-
one. Nothing gets you prepared like that. You know.
Yeah. The new one makes me crazy because it's like they got it right the first time.
Right.
Leave it alone. The Roadhouse, the new Roadhouse, was horrible, dude.
Oh,
Like,
Conor McGregor was swole, man.
yeah.
He was like psycho in that movie.
Yeah, but
Oh,
he
yeah.
was. I didn't
Yeah,
care
it was-
for him.
Yeah. Sam Elliott, Patrick Swayze.
Come
they
on,
nailed
bro.
it.
Yes.
Oh,
Sam Elliott in anything, dude.
yeah.
Sam
he's
Elliott's awesome.
great. Absolutely.
Has anybody ever said The Big Lebowski?
No.
Good. That's one of my favorites.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't think you can dock that one. That
Yeah.
was really
No.
good. Yeah.
I've heard some crazy. Dentia's was Caddyshack.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, I was like, "God, get out. I'm a huge Dangerfield fan. That's my
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
He's my favorite comic of all time." So
Right.
Yeah.
she goes, I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you. And I was like, just say, you're setting me up, and I hate that. But she's it's Caddyshack. I hate it. I was like, oh,
Oh
God.
man, that's
You're the devil. So, all right, this is the tough one. This one's been from Matt Gordon. Kyle, how would you explain color to a blind person?
Man, it's wild. I mean, you think about color, and you think about how we see it that
Right.
aren't blind,
Right.
and everyone sees color in different ways. I believe. I mean,
Okay.
you got colorblind people, you got color people that can see color, and it's all different reflection of light.
Right.
But I mean, that's a tough question to answer because I've heard some people say taste, and I've heard some people say
Yeah.
all that other stuff, and I just cannot come to an actual consensus on how I would explain to my buddy Chase if he was blind. You see that yellow over there?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't
exactly.
see shit, man.
Yeah.
I can't see it. What are you talking about? Yeah.
I'd just give him a crayon and say,
Right.
"Hey, taste this
Yeah,
yellow." That's
yeah.
what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. This smells like yellow.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
yeah.
That was tough.
I
yeah.
learned
it was
actually
tough.
this question got me going down the rabbit hole with my athletic secretary. I was like, do they put Braille on crayons? And actually they do.
Why would you do that?
I don't
Right.
know. And then they got a Braille coloring book.
I mean, at that point, it's kind of like connect the dots, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
you're never going
guess.
to be an artist, or I mean, maybe you will. I don't know.
Yeah.
but, yeah.
You never actually get to witness your artwork.
Right.
You just Did you ever watch the Chappelle show?
Oh yeah.
The blind racist is the best
Oh,
skit in that
my
whole
God.
damn thing.
Great. Yeah.
Because they didn't know how to tell him he's black, so they just let him think he was white. He becomes this
Right.
huge supremacist. So
Yeah.
so fantastic.
Then the
man.
Indian, he divorces his wife. I mean, he's so distraught from it. He can't believe it.
No, that one's a bad one, man.
But
That
you
one's-
know what, dude? Every guy I know laughed their ass. You gotta have a sense of humor. dude.
Oh, it's,
Yeah, you
it's
do.
hilarious.
You gotta have a
It's
sense of humor.
hilarious.
And it's funny because
It is so funny. Yeah.
when they wouldn't beat him because his hate is so pure. They respected that, dude. That's fantastic, dude. That's fantastic. So, but that's the same thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to explain to them or if they're going to color.
Yeah, it's
The Braille that kills me is when you see Braille on a drive-through. You have seen that, haven't you?
No.
Yes.
It's like, how did they get there, man?
That's my
Yeah.
point, man. Like
And they better have someone driving them. They can
Yeah,
tell them
yeah.
what's on the menu.
the dog is steering, or I don't know what it is,
what's
but
going on there?
that actually brings up. There's a movie, one of the favorite movies. Hear No Evil, See No Evil.
fantastic. Bro.
One of, I mean, not very many people watched it, but
It's old.
Gene Wilder and
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor. One of my favorite movies of all time.
Have you seen it, Chase?
I haven't seen it. I might have to go home.
Oh, it's
One of them is
hilarious.
blind and one of them is deaf, and they have to communicate with each other. Oh, it's so fantastic, dude.
It's hilarious.
'Cause, yeah.
And it's Gene Wilder and Richard.
Oh, it's fair. It's
Them
gotta
guys
be
are
from.
probably hilarious.
Oh, so good.
They start by fighting each other, and they don't even know who they're looking at. One's deaf looking this way, and the blind guy's looking that way. And,
Just scream at each other. He's such a good
Wow.
job.
I've
talking to
gotta
me.
check that
Hey,
out.
I'm talking to you.
Gene Wilder, he was iconic.
Oh,
that guy
man.
was so funny.
He's fantastic.
like
man.
Blazing Saddles. I'd love to see him
Fantastic.
remake that movie.
What's the old joke? They edited it to be like 7 minutes long.
Yeah,
I mean, it was,
exactly.
dude, it was
Oh man,
Candy Graham. I mean, the whole movie's awesome, man. So good.
it is so good.
All right, Chase. How would you explain color to a blind person?
Gosh, I don't know. I guess I would think more of unless it's a describing word. I mean, what would they care?
Yeah.
You know, and maybe if it was the circumstances like they could see, then they went blind.
Yeah.
It'd be a little different. Then
Sure.
you'd want to be able to be like, hey, no, it's yellow.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of yellow? Well, canary yellow, you know.
Yeah.
You know, or go down that route. But
Yeah.
a blind person that's never seen it, is it even worth your time
Yeah.
when it doesn't matter to them?
But then again, if you're blind and you hear about these colors, you might be interested. You might,
Yeah.
Right?
it might be curious to you. I don't know. I don't.
Or you're like trying to rub it in on them, and like, oh yeah, you can see color, but I can't. Thanks a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, I don't know if you guys have spent much time around blind people, but it is extremely hard to not be prejudiced or say wrong things
Yeah.
in front of them the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh, did you see that? No, I'm sorry,
Sorry,
man. I didn't.
Sorry,
Even, yeah,
man.
exactly.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
tough.
What color is salmon? How would you describe
Right.
salmon? To,
This was from episode 1, Matt Gordon, who is he's been all over his podcast. He's a good dude, but he says you guys are more than welcome to give me questions you
Oh,
think
yeah,
of.
yeah.
You know, absolutely. But
it's just a difficult one.
Yeah, that's
It
what I
is,
told him.
yeah.
I was like, man, are you sure, man? And he's like, put it on there. I'm like, okay, man. So
There you go.
I don't think Jacob Norris is going to approve, but you know, whatever. So, all right, Chase, what is a talent that you wish came naturally to you?
Man, I'm so good at everything. It's really hard.
Yeah, you poor
Yeah.
bastard. Yeah,
It's really hard. Probably singing.
yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of singing though?
I just
Opera, country, thrash
any
metal.
kind. Yeah,
just-
I mean, I appreciate
Yeah.
the artist is singing. And he's so good at it. I get envious.
Yeah,
I
Kyle.
don't know
Yeah.
about that.
Karaoke, Kyle.
Actually, I picked up a guitar and started playing and
Yeah?
singing in front of people, and actually, yeah, it's been good.
Really?
Yeah.
Next week, going to Nashville to with some friends of mine, and they said they'd get me on stage to play in Nashville. So
That's amazing, dude. Do you
Yeah.
do open mics anywhere?
yeah, I do open mics. I do my own shows. I do Queens on every other Wednesday, so not this Wednesday, but the following. And I'm going to be
Really?
at the Far Corner here not next Thursday, but Thursday after.
Okay.
So yeah, I do a lot of playing, a lot of covers, and
Yeah.
This
A lot
guy's
older
awesome.
music.
He's good. One of my favorites. He sings "Fancy."
Reba?
Jolene.
Oh, Jolene.
Jolene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, still Reba though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dolly.
Dolly.
He
Dolly.
kills it though.
Yep.
It's so cool.
Fancy's Reba though, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
Reba.
right, okay.
That's why we all got mixed up.
Yeah.
Jolene.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he
That's
watch
cool,
him try
man.
to explain his way through singing that
Oh
one. It's
yeah. I'm like,
hilarious.
this is my dad's favorite song. It's about me loving another woman stealing a man from me.
Yeah. How long ago did that start?
2 years ago, I started playing.
And you're already at this point.
Yeah. I took
Wow.
some lessons with John Waters, and it's been pretty awesome. I like.
Good for you, man.
I enjoy it.
That's amazing.
Actually, I was a big karaoke guy.
Yeah.
And they shut all the karaoke's down, and I was like, man, after COVID and stuff,
Yeah.
we haven't had a whole lot of them. So I was like, I'm just going to learn how to play guitar. That's been a dream of mine.
And you just did it.
I just picked it up and went at it. He's good.
Acoustic or do you play electric?
Acoustic.
Okay.
It's an electric acoustic, but yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's pretty cool. And you wish you were Kyle then. That's
Yeah, he's great. It's cool.
I'm about to come by the far side because
I
it's
can't carry a tune in a bucket, man.
no, neither can I, man.
Yeah.
We were talking about blind people in color. Like I see like notes.
Yeah.
That's a C major. See, I
Oh yeah, I couldn't tell you.
I
what-
couldn't
yeah.
tell you what it is either, man.
No,
So
I
That's-
appreciate it though when I hear it.
yeah,
It's great.
Yeah.
My tempo's a little off still. I can't read sheet music, but I know
mean,
chords.
Dude, you started 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, man. You know.
I mean, just to play live in 2
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. But besides Kyle, who's your favorite singer? Who do you think has the best voice?
Oh shoot, man, I don't know. Best voice. You have to give me a minute to think
Yeah,
about that.
we'll
one.
come back to it. So,
Yeah,
all right,
I'm sure I've got somebody, but
Kyle, what is a talent that you wish came naturally to you?
Well, along the same lines as Chase, I mean, I got all kinds of things I'm good at. I can draw. I can play music, but I wish guitar would come a little easier, like keeping tempo.
Buddy, you did 2 years ago, and you're to this point
This
already.
is
I think
true.
it comes
Okay,
pretty
all right.
naturally to you.
Let me
so-
rethink this question.
Yeah.
I think it might be mentality with kids, like with being a wrestling coach.
Yeah.
Just getting kids to have the right mentality going into the tough matches, going into
Right.
tough circumstances, knowing how to talk them through the nerves, and just
Sure.
getting kids to their best possible potential,
Right.
get them at that peak. That way they can compete at the peak, at the highest levels.
Right.
Right now, 9 years into it, we always falter at the highest level a lot of times. We've had one state champ in 9 years,
Yeah.
and we've had a lot of placers. But it's getting kids just knowing the makeup of the brain and getting
Right.
them to understand don't make the moment bigger than it actually is. And it's just, I wish it came naturally to me. I knew the words to say to them to kind of settle their nerves and get them to their highest potential and their highest achievement they'll probably do in their wrestling career.
Right.
So that's kind of where I'm at. I wish I knew how to get that to come through in their mind and know that they're unstoppable. They can run through a wall.
You've been a coach for 9 years, so I'm willing to bet it's bigger in your mind than it is. I bet you do make a bigger impact than you think you do.
Yeah.
He's a great motivational speaker.
Yeah.
You know, well, at some point, you know, you can't do it for him.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard to take that upon yourself.
Right.
But and Kyle loves to hold it all to heart and carry everybody's weight on his broad shoulders. But
right.
Yeah, I mean, he is
it's tough.
Great motivational speaker. He gets kids out that, you know, have no business being in there, and they end up loving it, finding a family.
Kurt Worth came on the podcast, and there was a question that said, who's made the biggest impact in your life? And it was a teacher. He played football in high school, and he got hurt. He couldn't play anymore, and he was going to drop out. And this teacher had got him to stay in, right? And he changed Kurt's life, basically. And I bet that teacher has no clue the impact he had on Kurt. Unless you listen to this podcast. So I'd be willing to bet, Kyle, that you made impacts on kids' lives that you have no idea you made, you know? Just because they don't verbalize it because they're young and they don't know how to do that. I'm sure you're better than you think you are.
Yeah, and Kurt, actually, we coach one of his son.
The big redhead.
Jack. He did a good job for us this year. So it's awesome.
That's very cool.
And I love coaching. I mean, I know I could see it in their eyes. They respect me. And it's great. Just want to get them past that cusp and the nervousness.
It'll happen. Wrestling's that's a tough one, man. It's a single sport, man.
Oh yeah.
You don't rely on anybody.
You're in the spotlight.
Yeah. I wasn't tough enough to be a wrestler. So, did you think you're a singer yet?
Man, I like a lot of passion in singing and like that Oliver Anthony when he sang that song out on the river on his cell phone. Like, I would have to say that's one of the guys that really hit home with, like, how much passion you could feel behind his voice. But, I mean, there's been a lot of singers that have done that in times, but he's probably the most recent where it's really gone off, and you're like, man, you can feel what he's feeling through his lyrics.
Do you ever watch America's Got Talent?
I do, yeah.
There are some people that come on that show, and you're like, how are you not famous, man?
Right, yeah, there's so many people. And, I mean... I hate to say it, but a lot of artists, when they get mainstream and stuff, like besides seeing them live or something, you don't feel that anymore. You're like, I hear the song, but I don't feel that passion. And you know, you just let it out and sang from the gut there. Like that was cool.
You're on cruise control now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too much, man. So, all right, Kyle. What in life do you take for granted the most?
Oh, I think the easy things are like. We all take our parents for granted, some family members for granted, and you don't understand what you have until it's not there.
Until it's gone, yeah.
But right now, I mean, this is the real one. I mean, I take technology for granted. I mean, it's there. We got all kinds of different resources to build huge populations of us.
Right.
What happens if a solar EMP comes out of nowhere and kills it all?
Yeah,
that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, that's a crazy thing. Is technology could go from having all you wanted to we're fighting each other for what we need to survive.
Right, that's a great answer, man. Yeah. I'm the generation that didn't have a lot of this technology,
right?
And I survived through it, but I've become soft like the rest of my generation because this damn thing in my hand right here. What's that Adam Sandler song? Keys, wallet, phone. Every time you leave the house, those are the three things I need in life. You know, everything else you can get somewhere else. But that's a great answer, man. Yeah. That is because if I don't know, man. I mean, literally, you couldn't Google.
Well, and like we all used to freaking MapQuest or drive with an atlas.
Yep.
Now, I mean, do you even have an atlas if everything, you know?
No.
Without this phone in our pockets, like I couldn't get hardly to Walmart without that thing, you know?
It's madness, man.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
Driving the milk tanker, if they send us into Denver, thank God I have this phone, man.
It wouldn't work.
Because you got to be careful when you put that thing. Because
you're like, I can't get down that street. Hold on a minute.
Yeah. I had to. The Safeway's over there off Colorado and 70. Mm-hmm. They were doing a lot of construction on 70, so it was blocked off. So I had to go down Colorado, and I had no idea where I was going, man. So I finally found a street I recognized, Colfax. That's the only reason. So I took this loaded milk truck that I shouldn't have been on that road, man, at all, man. I took it down Colfax I-25, and Next day, my boss goes, "You on Colfax last night?" I go, "Yeah." He's like, "You get hookers on your own time, bro." I was like, "But I did not want to get shot in a milk truck in Colfax." You know what I mean? It's not how Big Papa wants to die. So
Pick them up.
yeah, for sure. So, all right. Sorry, Chase. What is a talent that you wish? No, sorry. My mom's texting me, and this is what you.
Oh, you're good. Answer your mom.
Yeah, you better.
No.
Things you take for granted, you better answer.
Yeah. All right, Chase. What in life do you take for granted the most?
It's probably like the little things, living in the moment.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of us get our eyes set on big things or long-term goals or, getting through this. But you got to live in each and every moment. Or what's the point,
Yeah. That's a great answer.
Yeah, enjoy it all. Like if you don't
all.
enjoy the ride, what was the point of the destination?
Yeah, that's a great. That's also would be a good answer for the kids on a commencement speech.
Yeah, you bet.
It's also an offshoot to one of my favorite answers so far is enjoy the moment. But for me, one of my pet peeves is when you're on Facebook or something, and someone's at a concert with their phone, just
right. It's like, what do you
put it down?
Yeah. Live in this moment.
Yeah.
Nobody else cares what you.
Yeah.
If I scroll through that on Facebook, I'm swiping. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't care what you're seeing right now.
Man.
Be there.
Listen to the music.
Yeah.
Be in the moment.
Feel
man.
it.
Yeah. Stuff like that, or even a football game or whatever, man.
Exactly.
Just knock it off. So
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah, Chase is really, really good at living in the moment. I mean, that bull riding video I show everybody, I'm like, man, look at this. This guy died. And this bull whipped around, smoked him right in the back, and he was boom down.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, I used to rodeo and ride bulls.
Really?
Yeah.
He almost died.
Oh, yeah.
You won the Greeley Stampede how many years ago?
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, really?
Yeah.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah. Long time ago, but yeah.
The bull almost killed you, like literally.
Not there, but a different time. I was in a pretty bad wreck and
oh man,
took a horn to the back of the head and took an extensive nap and some time off after that. It really messed me up for a while.
You gotta be a little crazy to be a bull rider, right? I mean,
I don't know. You hear that, but I grew up in it. I was a third generation rodeo cowboy. Like I seen Grandpa do it. I seen Dad do it. Like it.
Yeah.
It's like anything. You grow up watching it. You don't know any different.
Yeah.
And then everybody kind of tells you, "Oh, you're crazy." It's like, well, I didn't know any better.
Right.
So I didn't think it was. But at some point, you got to realize it's not the smartest thing. But
but
driving down the road's not safe.
But you were living in the moment.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Craig Weichel was on this podcast. You guys know Craig?
Yeah.
Good dude. Hell of a good dude. But he also talking about rodeo stuff and how when you're younger. But when you get a little older, that's a tough.
You age really fast. When you're taking a car accident every weekend, pretty much. It doesn't matter if you do good or not. The impact's real. And
it's a hell of a life, though, man.
It's so much fun. It's kind of the life of a rock star, and you're gypsy. You travel town to town to everybody's carnival and fair, and hang out for the party, and
that's cool.
Get on a bull for 8 seconds and see what happens.
Jabauer out of Akron, he's a firefighter. You know him too.
Yeah,
he was on here talking about the rodeo life. So crazy stuff, man.
No, it's something. You find yourself longing for that rush again after you're done, and so we find other things to do. That's crazy, just like that.
Right.
Yep.
That's cool, man. Look at you bragging on your friend.
Hey,
that's cool.
Hey, I'm like 6'3", 300 pounds, and this dude is one of the toughest guys I've ever met. I mean,
if you're riding bulls, but that's probably a true statement. Dude. I don't even like being around them. You know what I mean? I just don't. Well, this next one will be kind of up that alley there, Chase. Chase, what is one thing about your job that you wish more people understood? You're a horse trainer, correct?
Yeah, horse trainer.
Okay.
I don't know. Like the general consensus of the public, people think or use the term a lot, breaking horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit different than that. Horse trainer kind of says it in the word, but we work with the animal, we don't break them.
Right.
Right. It's about getting in their mind and making them want to do what they got to do.
Right.
So I guess understanding that to the general layman is, the horse does it because he wants to, and I'm just along there to help him.
Right. But they hear the word, and that's what sets them off.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like you break horses, and there's a big misconception. I start a lot of 2-year-olds. Oh, they're just babies.
Yeah.
Well, go try to start a 6-year-old. They're big and strong, and they got their own mind by then. That's not good on my body.
Right.
But we don't hammer on the 2-year-olds. Everything's good. They take it well, and it's nice, easy.
it's frustrating. Like working for the DFA at the dairies, we're often trained to say, if people ask you questions about the dairies, you don't answer.
Right.
I Mungo pick up milk, Mungo drop off. You know?
Yeah, that's all I know.
Because people think that they live in this crazy bad environment. I've never in my life seen any kind of neglect to a cow. Or,
no, they're well taken care of.
They're well taken care of. You know.
Yep. That goes back to the rodeo thing. Oh, that's so cruel. It's like, man, you don't understand the life they're living. Like, they're taking care of their grain, they're fed, they're watered, they got stalls bedded. Like, they're living the best life they can. And, you know, we utilize them as a sports companion, you know. It's a dancing partner, not something we go and abuse. We take care of our animals.
Up at Riverside Dairy, it's closed now, but it was fully automated.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever been up there?
I had.
No. It was cool. But they had water beds for the cows. Water beds.
Really?
Well, because if they're not, the less stress they have, the more milk they produce.
Yeah, they won't produce.
Yeah, so they had water beds and everything else, and it was a crazy setup, man.
Probably heated.
Yeah, they were heated. Yeah, and then it was crazy. So, all right. Uh-oh. Oh, it just recorded everything I said. That's nice. Okay.
Yeah, put that on the questionnaire.
I have the answer down. So, all right. Kyle, same question, my man.
So,
what do you do for your teacher?
I'm a teacher, wrestling coach. I run the swather in the summers. I do all kinds of things. I think the big thing with teaching is just how much technology is hurting this younger group of kids.
You think so?
And I mean, they grew up. I mean, yes, they know how to use technology better.
Right.
We do, right? Sometimes I'm like on my phone. I'm like, how do I do this? I ask one of the wrestlers, and they're like, oh, you got to do this, this, and this. I'm like, I forgot already.
Right.
Okay. You'll have to do it again for me later. But it's just technology. But man, anything they want to know, why do I got to learn about it? I can find it on Google.
Exactly right.
I can find it on ChatGPT if I have a question to answer.
Yeah.
Now they take pictures of math questions, and guess what?
It answers.
It solves the problem for them. It answers it for them, and they just write it all down.
Wow.
And it's just crazy. I'm like, how are we? And I've been caught with this too. Like ChatGPT, you got the like some letter of Rex or like letters you want to write. Well, all right, I'll type in the little information about it.
Right.
It'll spit it out for me.
Right.
And it's that I got a sign on top of my board. I started with that my first year teaching 8 years ago, and it says, "Respect your parents. They passed high school without Google."
Yeah.
and that's exactly what it is. I mean,
that is crazy.
Technology is hurting the youth. I mean, how old? I don't have any kids, but I've seen a lot of kids grow up.
Yeah.
From 3 years old, we have a busy life. Parents have a busy life. What do? You throw a TV in front of them, you throw a computer in front of them, an iPad, whatever it may be, and you walk away and you get your stuff done.
Right.
And they're like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And now, as they've developed from 3 to 18, I teach 17, 18-year-olds, juniors and seniors. They're not quite prepared to go in the real world, I don't think. It's a struggle. And you're seeing that, and you're trying to talk them through it. The critical thinking portion of kids is really, really hurt.
Yeah.
And they can't, like I teach science, and you're trying to dream up a science experiment.
Right.
I don't know what to do.
No creative thoughts.
No,
that's so crazy.
It's so wild. Well, and I mean, like when we went through school and being an employee, you realize like it's not about who knows the most information. It's who can go find the answer or figure out to work through that process.
Right.
And I'm sure it takes out all the creativity of, you're not going to have these dreamers anymore.
Right.
It's like we got to have those people still.
Right. My cousin. Oh, sorry. Go.
I was going back to movies, but it was like Joe Dirte said. He's like, "Why's the sky blue? Why's the grass green?" It's like they don't even have those questions anymore.
Right?
Yeah.
They're like, TikTok will tell me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah. My uncle's grandson's graduating this year.
Yeah.
And he's been telling him for like 3 years now, go to a trade school.
Yes.
Become a plumber or an electrician.
Yes.
And you'll write your own ticket, man, because nobody wants to do that anymore.
Nobody does. Yeah. The workforce is gone, and
it's nuts.
Yeah.
I was talking to a guy my age. He went to college for 5 years and had loans like crazy. And I mean, he's like $80,000. He's 35. He's been paying on it for 10 years and has only paid $18,000.
That's disgusting.
Because it's at 8%, and it's growing and growing and growing, and he can't even catch up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, if you don't get scholarships, if you don't get like access to grants and
Right.
FAFSA and all that stuff, man, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're going to be paying on that till you're
Till you're dead.
50,
Well, and I
60.
think the scary thing now too is like the tech world, like all these kids that are like so into it and think that's going to be a career. Now we've got AI coming on. That's going to be a useless skill now.
Yes.
Gonna kill 'em.
It's going to wipe everything out.
Yeah.
And now if you don't have a practical skill, what good are you to
What good are you,
society?
man?
Yeah.
Even in my possession, there was a meme for a while about a car to stick shift that said millennial theft device.
Yeah,
You know?
I saw that one.
But now they're talking about going all automatics
Right.
in the trucks, and it sucks, dude.
Yes.
Right.
Because we go on a lot of dirt roads, man, and
Oh, yeah.
it's icy out. You don't want an automatic, man.
No.
You want a stick. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
if you're on
absolutely.
paved roads the whole time, great.
Yeah.
Automatics are fantastic. But
Yeah,
not
if
what we
you're
do.
just highwaying it,
Yep.
good for you.
But they're having
yeah.
a hard time finding more and more young guys that want to drive a stick shift. I mean, that's
Right.
mind blowing. I don't.
Yeah.
How hard is it? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's, you know, I learned in an '81 Mustang and did it drunk a lot. I mean, come on, you know. it's-
Yeah. Everybody can do it.
I think I was like 10. My dad was like, all right, I'll put you in my S10. We'd go out in our pasture, and there was snow, about 2 foot of snow, and I'd start shifting gears, and we'd
Yeah.
get a run out, and he goes, go as fast as you can, and whip that wheel, and we just go spinning cookies, and we go,
Yeah.
that's how you drive in the ice. I'm like, oh, thanks, Dad.
You know what? But it gave you a feel for it.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome.
See, smart.
Yeah.
You know.
And I drive truck, too, in the summers, and, man, I haul silage.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
you
really?
know, I had an automatic for JW Farms. I was sitting there, the little paddle you flip back and forth, and
Yeah.
man, you're trying to speed up, slow down at
those,
4
yeah.
mile an hour with the chopper, and he's like, speed up. I'm like, I'm trying. I can't find out which way this flipper goes.
Yeah, and if you don't have your RPM right, it ain't gonna make a difference
Yeah,
anyways. You
yeah.
can hit it all you want.
Yep.
They had old ones at DFA. They had the floor to get it to go. But when it went, it went.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
it was
Yep.
jerky as shit. Well, boys, that was the last question, man.
Nice.
So what'd you guys think?
It was
Oh, man,
awesome.
it's good.
Yeah, it was fun.
We
You guys
had
did a
fun.
good job, man.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
it's interesting to see how different people think of different stuff.
Yeah,
You know what
it's
I mean?
fun.
So, but one real quick, I was going to go back to ChatGPT. They said in Hollywood that's becoming a problem too.
Oh, yeah.
Because now they're just putting a basic premise in, this, that, and the other, and it's writing a script. So they just kind of rewrite a few things. And I mean, it's
Yeah.
every job is going to be, you know, unless you are a plumber, an electrician,
Yeah,
a
they
horse
ain't gonna be able to
trainer.
stick robots and everything,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But yeah, that tech, it's scary.
Even my job, they think I'm crazy, but I said in 10 years, I probably won't have a job.
Right? Yeah, they'll have trucks that drive themselves.
Drive themselves. They'll just
Yep.
go to the dairy, and those milkers will load it themselves, and
Yep.
you know,
Right, automated system, just plug into the truck, and
Yeah.
the truck goes off. And Tesla's already making automated trucks, and
Budweiser has one.
really,
Oh,
They've had for a
gosh.
couple of years. Yeah,
Wow.
there's a guy in it. This is the last I heard of. There's a guy in it, so when he gets into like populated areas, the guy takes over just in case.
Yep.
But then it drives the rest of the way, man.
I mean, the progression, it's unlike any other time
Yeah.
in past history.
It's crazy, man.
It's going so fast now.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
it's-
glad I'm the age I am.
I bet.
You
Yeah.
know, I really am, man. I don't.
Right.
And I don't have kids, and I'm kind of glad for that too, because I don't even know.
yeah.
Yep.
Such a crazy world, man.
Oh man,
You know?
yeah. I was talking to my dad the other day about it. And it's crazy. And I said, "Yeah, but it's kind of like watching the craziest TV show you could ever imagine. You can't even dream this shit up.
Yeah.
And it happens every day in front of you, and you're
Yeah.
just like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't kick back and laugh a little bit about it, you're like, this stuff is crazy.
And it's nuts, man.
Yeah.
And the internet has made it so much, such a great tool that we just don't use correctly.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's,
Well, and you know, like you said, you grew up kind of before the technology. You know,
Yeah.
we did a little bit too. It's like, shit, I don't know how to run Facebook. Like, you know, I can get on it and look, but that's it.
Yeah,
I
yep.
can't post nothing. You know, and
Right.
yeah, it's crazy.
you know how many tutorials I had to watch to even make this shit happen?
That was a lot of gear you guys.
It was a lot of reviews, a lot of it's horrible. They have an actual software that will edit this for me.
Really?
So I tried. Yeah, get out of here. I'm just gonna do it manually because it's kicking my ass. You know, and I get a temper about me, and I just want to throw the laptop.
Right.
And like, you son of a bitch, you know. But before we get done, guys, I do want to say, hey, thank you to the Brush Emporium. Thanks for giving us our podcast studio down here. Hope you guys like it down here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool setup. man.
Thank you. It's been
Sweet
cool.
little spot.
And this is a local place owned by local people, man. So please make sure you support local business because when you don't, it goes away, right? 210 Clayton Street. Come on down. Have you guys eaten here yet?
No,
I
no,
haven't.
no.
Yeah,
Those
I'll
days
check
bring
it out.
kids
Yeah.
down. Here's the coolest thing they have here is, well, they got pizza, wings, pastas, ice cream, everything, all the stuff that's horrible for you but delicious here. And they got a wall over here with a bunch of old board games.
Okay.
You know, the Monopolies and stuff.
Yeah.
So bring the kids down here, have an old school family night, you know, get them off that iPad for a couple hours
Yeah.
and kick their ass at some Monopoly, you know what I mean? Show them what's up.
Yeah.
So, but a great place, man. And also, if you enjoyed what you saw today, on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, there's a little red dot. That's our subscribe button. Click it. It's a small click for you, but a huge click for us, man. So having said that, guys, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
It was
Man,
awesome to
we
meet
had a
both
great
of you,
time.
man.
Yeah,
It was
Heck
fun,
yeah,
man.
it was fun.
This guy been talking shit on the text for a while, so I said he'll be fun. He should be fun. So.
I was asking him, I'm like, do you warn Larry about the kind of guy?
Yeah,
A little
yeah,
different, you know, I don't
yeah.
know if he's anybody like me.
Oh, I guarantee it, man.
Man,
So,
we'd go rolling, man. When he was my assistant coach, he had to do a lot of horse stuff this year, and man, when he's my assistant, it's freaking awesome.
Oh,
we
yeah, it's the best
get
time.
people rolling. And
Yeah.
it's just a good old time. If I didn't have to be on Facebook with all these people, we'd have a good old
Yeah.
time. And,
Yeah.
and-
We can tell some stories.
oh man,
yeah.
get stuck, cookie poon,
Yeah.
shoot breadsticks at Olive Garden,
Right.
all of them.
Well, these days you're retired and you'll come back on the podcast.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
tell the stories.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
When they can't cancel you. That's
Yes.
what it is. So,
Yeah.
Exactly.
No cancellations. please.
anyway, guys, we'll catch you next time. Peace. Thanks, guys.